Welcome to Small Business Saturdays video series with your host and my husband.
And my dad, Aaron Montgomery.
Join the conversation.
Let's talk some business.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome into Small Business Saturdays. My name's Aaron Montgomery, and you can find me at oursuccessgroup.com. Hopefully everybody is doing well. We're jumping out and getting out into public, a little open preview here opportunity. Just want to make sure that everybody understands what we do here inside of Small Business Saturdays. So that way, if you're interested in more, you can go back and catch past versions. Plus, you can get all of the live versions of this show, plus the after hours segment with Tuesdays with Todd. If you go over to oursuccessgroup.com/club OSG. I just realized that I did not have a banner created for that, but I will put it into the comments here, and that way you guys can check it out. So it's Our Success Group. Let me spell that right. .com/club OSG. There we go. Awesome. So you guys can check that out and tune in to this live version more often if you would like. So let me go ahead and put that up there, oursuccessgroup.com/club OSG. So I'm excited today. We're going to talk about acting as if and what that means and kind of experiencing it, hopefully, and learning from it and all that kind of fun stuff. So Chuck, good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you being here this morning. And so yeah, I'm really excited about this. And like I said, I was so excited about this particular program that I wanted to go ahead and just do this as an open preview here opportunity so we can get more people inside of Club OSG, because we do some great stuff in here, and we want to make sure that everybody's getting an opportunity to grow and be successful. And our job is to provide resources that empower business owners to achieve their idea of success. So, good morning from Colorado. Good morning. I'm in St. Louis, Missouri. So, good morning from Missouri. Now, real quick here, we've got Facebook user. So, if you could do me a favor here and head over to oursuccess.group/Facebook. That will allow Facebook to give StreamYard permission to see who's commenting. So if you're watching this inside of one of the private members groups, or not private members groups, inside one of the groups inside of Facebook, particularly Business Basics group or in the private members groups or the Club OSG group, you do need to do that one time. So anyhow, and we've got, I'm guessing Todd, seems like something Todd would say, tuning in from on Facebook there this morning. And Martha, good morning. And I am going to not be able to get your name. I am so sorry. So I'm not even going to try, because I would, let's see. Maybe Sonita. I apologize. I got that there. And good morning. And Todd, good morning. Yes, I figured it was you. So good morning, Todd. It is you. Awesome. So talking about as if today, got lots of great stuff to talk about, hoping to get great interaction from you guys. I want to know what that means and feels and looks like for you. So we'll get to all that. One other thing that I wanted to share before we get into this, though, is get the right banner up. Okay, right here. Actually, two other things I want to share before we get into this. First, I don't know if you guys have heard. Hopefully, you have, and if you haven't heard, then Todd and I need to do a little better job getting it out there. But we have a program that is introductory priced right now. Through the end of the month, and it is called the 5 Keys of Business Success, Growing and Launching Your Business. And we've basically taken what we believe are 5 fundamental foundational tools for every successful business, and we've broken them down into 5 to 20 minute training modules, video recorded online that you go and watch. And that's just right there, that's 5 hours of information. So that right there alone is a pretty good chunk for you. But what we realized is that 5 hours of information is a lot of information to take in, and it doesn't do you any good if you don't actually take any action on it. So we broke those down into bite-sized chunks so you can consume them at your own pace. And then after you're done consuming that module, there will be a action step or homework assignment, however you want to refer to it, that you are required to take before you get to the next module. And what that does, and it's not a big step, it's not, we're not saying you got to spend a week long doing research or anything like that. We're just asking for a very small step. Now, our hopes are that you're going to take even bigger steps and implement it even further into your business. But at the very least, you're going to take one step, one small step that's going to get you moving in the right direction towards building that foundation of your business. So you take that action and then you move on to the next module, and you're going to have all of the foundational pieces you need for a successful business. This comes from how Todd built his business, my years of experience with the industry and learning from other people, and how I've built businesses. And, so we start with determining your numbers. We have to know how much it costs us to be in business. And the reason we start there is because the next foundational piece is you have to price your products for profit. But we can't price our products for profit if we don't know what our numbers are. So we start with knowing your numbers, price for profit. And little pro tip here, pricing strategy is not take your cost times 3x. If you see that out there in the Facebook world or wherever you might be getting your information, please thank them for their information and then move on. It is probably the worst way to price your products and the quickest way to push yourself out of business or to continue to struggle. And again, they're not coming at it from a negative place. They're just sharing what they've heard. And that's been shared so many times that people believe it's true, but it's not true. So anyhow, that's that. That's the second key. Third key is actually building a business workflow and process. That's how you really get to profitability, is by having processes and being really good at certain things that you are known for in your business. So that's number 3. The fourth key is call delivery and follow-up. I kind of also tag on there. It's kind of your customer service plan. How do we get repeat customers? It's so much less expensive to get repeat customers than it is to continue to kind of grind away at new customers. So our delivery and follow-up process is actually as important as getting the new customer and making the job. So that's number 4. And then number 5 is the marketing foundation. Most people think marketing is my Facebook post or the email campaign or whatever. That's actually only the last 5% of marketing. The 95% of this, the most important, is the opportunity to take a look at who your ideal customers are. What are the products you're going to be known for? Things like that. So we're going to help you build and find that marketing foundation. And then that way, when it is time to go do those marketing strategies, my Facebook post, my email campaign, or, back in the 80s, the fax campaign or something like that, right? Whatever the strategy is of the time, this will work for you and be able to help you have a marketing foundation. So that's what the 5 keys are all about. So if you guys haven't heard about that, that's where you'll find it, oursuccessgroup.com/5 keys. And then I've got, oh, nice. Thank you. I'll try here in just a second. So I've got a question for you guys. If you have heard of it, I'd love to know what's holding you back from making that decision. What is it that is keeping you from that? Is it what makes it not right for you and your business? Do you think you can go it alone? And that's fine. And again, I'm not looking to have you tell me these things so I can battle you and argue with you. I'm just curious. I'd like to know how I can best support you, how Todd and I can best support you with our success group. So I'll let you guys put that stuff in there and tell us what's held you back. I know I saw Chuck here this morning, and Chuck is in the 5 Keys program, and he's given us some great feedback. So hopefully it's really helping him continue to build his foundation. I know he's got a great business building there. So there you go. As Ramona says, just push the button. Go over to oursuccessgroup.com, as Todd says here, oursuccessgroup.com/5 keys, and take a look. But you know what? Push the button. It's an investment. We get it. But it's at an introductory price that price will never happen again. We wanted to do this introductory price as we get out there to the DAX shows and start sharing it with people, because we know that once we get it into people's hands and they start using it, they're going to start having successes and they're going to want to share this with other people. But after August 31st, it will never be $197 again. So, Ramona, just push the button. All right, let's see here. Todd says, and if you have a business group or following, we have an affiliate program that's a win-win-win for all those involved. That's an awesome point, Todd. So reach out to Todd or I if you're interested in our affiliate program, or you can just scroll to the bottom of our success group if you want to just go it on your own. But we're happy to help. We'll set all that up any way we can help share it with your business group or following, as Todd says there. And then Kim Johnson, good morning. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you tuning in. Okay, so I got the Sonjanet. I think I maybe got it. Sonjanet. I've always thought that I was bad at names, and so if we act as if if we act as if that I can be good at names, then I will get there. So I'm working on acting as if. So Sonjanet. I hope I got it. And thank you so much for helping me with that. So Jerry said, what's holding him back? Now, Jerry, you're in our success group member. So you actually have already pushed the button. You have access to this. So we're just going to get you over this and get you going. So Jerry says, my limited available time with the Dave job, once retired, soon it will really change for me. Awesome. Great, Jerry. So let's get there, but you're doing all the right things, building and getting to be ready to, as soon as you retire, that rocket ship's going to happen for you. So there you go, Corey. I love it. I'll get to that one second. Letty, I need to get enrolled. Awesome. Letty, we would really love to have you as part of that program and support you any way that we can. So, if we can help before you're ready to get enrolled, but make sure that you do it before the end of the month, because that's $300. Yeah. $497. Yeah. $300. Gosh, math, not so good this morning, but I will get there. All right. Have you heard anything about the Candy Sublimation Kiosk? Chuck, I have not heard anything about that yet, but I will look into it. So, and Todd, if you could also help me with that too, I would appreciate it. I know you got plenty of things on your plate, so I'm not trying to add anything, but maybe if you and I can find a time to dig into that and look into that a little bit. So Chuck, we will. I've made a note. All right. And excuse me. All right. So Corey says the last part of her name is neat. Yes, that is pretty neat. I love it. Thank you. And Ramona says done. Oh, Chuck. Okay. All right. Thank you. First off, Ramona, thank you. Appreciate it. Whatever help we can provide, that you can always reach out. So let's just, I want to say thank you to you. And Sandy says, just do it. Sandy and Nike says, just do it. So there we go. All right. So Chuck says, sorry, I meant Condi. Okay. Condi Sublimation Kiosk. I know about this much about it. I've seen it a little bit, but it was in passing. And when I saw it, I was a competitor of Condi's. So, they weren't too thrilled about giving me all the details at the time. So I can reach out to David or Sprite or somebody and find out more. Let me know what questions you have about it. And I'll be happy to dig in and I love Condi. I think they're a great company, but I don't want people to spend money on things that aren't necessary for their business. So I will find out actual details, Chuck. So yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. So back to the 5 keys real quick. Again, anything holding you back from making that part of your business foundation, I'd love to know about it. We would really love to know what it is that, is kind of saying, hey, this is not necessarily for me. And there are lots of fantastic reasons that it might not be for you. But I'm just curious if maybe, there are some things holding you back and there are some limiting beliefs, right? And so speaking of limiting beliefs, that leads me into my next thing here. And I actually want to put this up onto screen. One more thing that we're doing right now, and my wife Kylene and I are putting this one on together inside of our success group. And so Todd is helping us support and promote, and Todd and Corey will be active participants, I believe, in the very first one that we do here. Now, This is a 60-minute workshop where, and you can go read about it if you go to oursuccessgroup.com/beliefs. But inside of this workshop, we're going to work on overcoming, breaking through limiting beliefs, finding the blocks that are keeping us from believing in ourselves, finding the blocks keeping us from taking the actions we need to take for success. And then we're going to process those blocks. We're going to through a meditation and some other exercises, actually process and find ways around, over, under, through those blocks. And then we're also going to do a small group mastermind session where we go even deeper. We get some additional insight. We have a very safe space to work together and just kind of. I guess the point I said just kind of actually what happens is once you get done with this, you will feel so uplifted, so free, so and it doesn't mean that it's going to stick forever. We have to continually do this work sometimes, especially when we've got some deep seated, deep rooted things. A lot of these limiting beliefs are actually installing us back when we were kids, not intentionally, not in a bad way, just reality, right? The best intentions didn't work out. So as I've done this work myself through what I've done with success principles, I've found so much clarity. I have been like, I remember the first time that I did it, I actually was in tears because it was the first time that I felt like I could fully stand up and believe in myself. And the more that I've done it, the more clear it gets, and the better those things happen. In fact, the last time I did it, when I actually went through what we're going to do here inside of a virtual skills boot camp that I was part of, it was probably the most powerful thing that's happened in my life in probably 20 years. All right. So, not most powerful thing, the birth of my second son and the marriage to my wife. So probably third most powerful thing that's happened to me in my life in that time. And it all came from doing the process, but then doing the work afterwards. So, and being able to share in a safe space and gain insight. Actually, the small group that I was working with, one of the young ladies in the group actually gave me some insight that brought me to tears instantly. Because anyhow, if you're in, I will tell you the story, the full story, if you sign up for this. Now, it is happening on Friday at 1:00, and I know that's not an ideal time for everybody. So this is not a one-time program. We will continue to put on this workshop. Our goal is to try to do it once a month. So if I know I talked to Jerry already, and because of the day job, he won't be able to make this one, but we will do it again in September. We'll probably try a weekend in September, and then try some other time, so we find what works for people. Maybe we can do some evenings or things like that. So yes, so that's the limiting beliefs, breaking through limiting beliefs workshop. The early bird price is over tomorrow. So it's normally $49. Signing up today or beginning of day tomorrow, it's only $29. And so it really is of great value. I paid quite a bit more to do something like this, but because it was so powerful for me, and also powerful for Kylene, we wanted to be able to share this out there with more people. So all right, let's see what else we got here. All right. Todd was talking about the 5 keys. I love this, Todd. So that's why I was kind of chuckling a little bit. Only 17 days left to save. For less than the cost of a weekend out, you can set yourself up for success. There you go. I love it. In fact, probably we went to the movies last night. I felt like for less than the cost of a night out at the movies, they really, now I have to give the theater a plug. It was very nice. Dream loungers, full, but wow, my wife, myself, and my son, and I was like, oof, that hurts the wallet a little bit, but I get it. All right. So Todd says the Condi kiosk is pretty cool. There are other options out there as well. Cool. So Chuck, like I said, we'll get a little bit more specific into this, and we'll reach out to you. So, all right, back to this. And Angela, good morning. Thanks for being here. And Tony, good morning. And Ramona says, releasing the mind's true potential, allowing everything to come forward. Yes. So, and in fact, that's what we're going to get to here today. I know I've taken a little bit here, I'm 20 minutes in and we haven't got into this, but I promise I will right now. So there you guys go. All of that happening. Make sure to check all that out. And so I got 3 things for you to look at. OurSuccessGroup.com/club OSG, and that will get you live access to this. So what you're doing right now, this is just an open preview right now. So you'll get live access to this. Plus you'll also get live access to the after hours program after every other Tuesday with Todd, and where go deep into the numbers, the marketing strategies, the of whatever product it is that he's working on that day. So it's the deep dive. And then the other, and then you also get discounts to Montco.biz and Fat Dad Wholesale. So well worth it over there at Club OSG. That was the first thing. Second thing, 5 keys. Check that out, OurSuccessGroup.com/5 keys. And you were just right there. There we go. And again, I'd love to know what's keeping you from that opportunity for your business. What's held you back? I know it's an investment at $200, but that investment is $300 less than its normal price. And so as Todd said, for less than the cost of a weekend out, you can build a foundation for your business and be able to afford lots of weekends out because of the extra profit that you're going to make by having this foundation. All right. And then the third thing I am asking you to check out is OurSuccessGroup.com/beliefs. And just in case you're not, maybe you can't make this one, or you just want to get a head start on some other things that are going to help you release limiting beliefs. If you'll go over to OurSuccessGroup.com/blocks and just put your information in there, you're going to get a affirmation guide, how to set affirmations, some examples, some other stuff. So that's totally free. So there you go. That's the get in the door, get it started, and then that'll get you on the list. And when we announce future releasing limiting beliefs or breaking through limiting beliefs workshops, then we will let you know then. All right. Okay, cool. So I got all that. Thank you guys for going through that and listening. But like I said, I'd love to hear from you. What's holding you back from the 5 keys? What's stopping you? And again, I'm not asking you to tell me this so I can argue with you or tell you you're wrong. I'm genuinely curious, and I genuinely want to know how we can best support you. And so if I don't know what's holding you back, we don't know how to support you. Right, Todd? All right. So there we go. Let's talk about acting as if. Let's get into the meat of what we're here to talk about here today. So as you guys are aware, hopefully, if you're not aware, I am a Canfield Success Principles trainer, a gentleman named Jack Canfield, most well known for his book, Chicken Soup for the Soul. But he also has a best-selling book out called The Success Principles that was actually, I think, came out about 13, 14, 15 years ago. And it's right now in its 10th anniversary edition. And part of that 10th anniversary was they built a program called Train the Trainer, where they train people like myself. My wife is also a Success Principles trainer. And so through that work, we've learned a ton, and I love sharing it. And one of the most powerful pieces that we've learned about is this act as if. So I mentioned my certification, kind of give you the setup. I also just went through their second level of certification called the Virtual Skills Bootcamp. And inside of that, it was a very tight group, about 30 people, I believe, were involved in that. And we did a lot of the work ourselves. You know, it was one thing to learn about it. And obviously, as learning about it, I'm trying to put it into play in my life. But to then actually do this work with people over several Zoom meetings, we had 3 full days, 3 full 8-hour days back to back, several other 8-hour days, lots and lots of work where we practiced what we were preaching, right? And made it more powerful for us. And And so that the more work that I've done myself, the closer I'm feeling to my idea of success. And so, Kylene, if you're listening in right now, would you do me a favor? I accidentally left my Success Principles book up in the office. So if you wouldn't mind bringing that down, I could use that here in a little bit. So sorry, I was just looking around going, uh-oh, forgot my book. So thank you, Kylene. So the more of the work I do, the closer I feel to my idea of success. And at the very end of this certification, we did a come as you'll be party. Some of you that are our success group members will recall back in January, we did a party called the Future You Party, which is we did it as a come as you'll be party. And the idea of this party is we got together, it was over Zoom, and the same thing happened with this come as you'll be party that I just did this last Monday, I think it was. Yeah, this Monday. And the idea is you show up and you know, if you can bring props, you dress, you act as if you have accomplished all of the things that you wanted to accomplish 5 years from now. So we acted as if we were 5 years in the future, and we all talked about everything that we had accomplished, all the things we were doing. Thank you. Yep, perfect. No, thank you. Thank you, Kylene. Kylene just brought my book down. Wonderful. Thank you so much. All right. So it's you're acting as if, right? You're talking about all the things that you accomplished. And at first it feels a little bit hokey. But if you allow yourself to play full out in it, the feelings that you generate. I mean, I was so pumped up afterwards. I was so pumped up after we did the Future You party. I was so pumped up after we got done with the one on Monday. There's a young lady that's in the Philippines that was in this group. So we had an international group, and one of her goals is to support over 100,000 Filipino lives through sharing the success principles. Well, she has been doing this for a number of years already. And before we got started in the Come As You'll Be party, she shared with us the fact that she's done this before. And she was talking about all of the things that she had done, even though she hadn't actually done it yet, to be able to support 100,000 Filipinos. And we found out that she's actually reached that goal. And so now she's looking to support 1 million Filipino lives through her work as a Success Principles. So, I mean, just by that acting as if, by having that opportunity. So when we did our Future You party back there at our success group, I brought this prop. It's actually my Success Principles book, but I mocked it up with the cover of my book that I am writing. And that was back in January. So once I did that, I guess I had the motivation, I had the desire, it got more clear as to how I was going to get there. And I've made a tremendous amount of progress on my book. I have several chapters written, doors are opening, my writing has become much better. When I've acted as if, I've already achieved those things that I want. You know, I've been asked to write as part of a multi-author book and share. So again, practicing, getting it out there, doing more stuff. I'm becoming more and more proud of the column I get to do inside of Graphics Pro. But a lot of that comes from the fact that I acted as if, right? I made this. This sits on my desk. I carry it with me. It looks like this. So it reminds me, hey, I've got this goal of writing a book. All right. So that's what it's all about. But let's get down into more of the basic level of what acting as if means. Yeah. And really, when we talk about acting as if, it's just you are acting as if you have done or are doing the things you want to do or the things you want to be. This means that you're thinking like someone who is where you want to be. You're dressing like someone who is where you want to be. You are talking like somebody that is where you want to be. You're acting like someone that is where you want to be. You are taking the same actions that you will be taking when you have what you want, right? So even though you might not be exactly where you want right now, there's no reason you can't act as if. And maybe it's not exactly the way it's going to be, because maybe you don't have the resources yet. Maybe, you don't have the money to be taking the vacations that you want to take and stuff like that. But you know what? You can certainly act like it. You can plan a weekend where you put some chairs outside and act as if you're sitting on the beach. And guess what? The next time you're going to maybe get to a lake and do it, right? And you're going to, and you're just going to keep acting as if. So start taking the actions as if you were where you want to be. And then most importantly, you need to start feeling the feelings that you're going to feel. And here's why. When you feel those feelings, you activate what's called the reticular activating system. You might hear it called the RAS or the ARAS. So the RAS is a net-like formation of nerve cells and their connections that lie deep inside of your brainstem between the brain and the spinal cord. So right back in here is where your reticular activating system is physically at. And what it does is it activates the entire cerebral cortex with energy. It wakes it up. It increases the levels of arousal and readiness. And it also then interprets incoming information and prepares the brain for the appropriate action. So I kind of look at it like it's like your administrative assistant in your brain that's filtering the information. And when you're experiencing strong feelings, it will look for ways to filter the world to enhance or prove the feelings that you're experiencing. And so that's what your reticular activating system does. There's been lots of scientific studies done on this, and this is a real thing that really happens. And this is why you're seeing more and more people talking about Think and Grow Rich. That was what all that was based on. But now more and more people, the law of attraction, all of this stuff's coming more to the forefront, and more scientific work is being done on it because it works, right? So you might be saying, well, Aaron, okay, you say I should be feeling as if I'm feeling at this time. Don't feelings just happen? Yes, feelings can arise in you, but feelings are just the reaction that you're having to a certain event. You can be intentional about how you feel, or you can be intentional about how you respond to change or regulate or control the feelings. So we do actually have control over our feelings, and we have to work in partnership with our feelings, right? So the number one principle in the success principles, and this is the workbook, so I'll show that one. The number one principle in the success principles is to take 100% responsibility. And that comes with this formula that I try my hardest and I act as if I'm living it every day. And it's E plus R equals O. And that R, the response, is how I can choose what feelings I have. So E plus R equals O. For those of you that haven't heard this before, it is the event, the thing that happens, whatever the thing you have no control over, your response to that event, right? I got cut off in traffic. My response might be to get upset, to yell, flip the bird, honk my horn, whatever. Or my response could be feel grateful that I wasn't hurt, to feel empathy towards the other person, that they're living in a world where they're not familiar with the rest of the things around them, and to feel empathy towards them about maybe what's going on in their life, that they're so focused that they couldn't actually be bothered to use their turn signal, right? So you have that response that you can make, and that's going to change your feelings. Yes, your initial response might be anger. It might be frustration. It might be because you were afraid that they were going to hurt you. They were going to run you off the road. But it also is a reminder that you need to pay more attention, be more aware, right? And so that can be your response too. So the E plus R equals O. So you've got your event, and then you've got your response, equals the outcome, equals the feelings, equals how your future is going to be. So when I choose to allow my responses to be controlled by me, it allows me to set my feelings. So if I choose to look for the positive, guess what shows up? more positive feelings, more joy, more happiness. If I choose to look for the things that are going to motivate me, maybe there's times where I'm feeling a little run down and I need a little more motivation in my lives. So maybe I'm going to choose to let a little frustration in, or maybe I'm going to choose to let a little more competitiveness in, or whatever it is that will serve me. I make that choice to do that. And then I let that frustration in. I feel that feeling. I experience it. I get motivated. I move forward. Maybe I need to clear some things out, or maybe I need to process some more challenging events in my life. So maybe that comes along with choosing to let some sadness in. I mentioned some of the work that I'd been able to do to overcome some of my limiting beliefs. And part of that was choosing to allow myself the grace that in front of people that I barely knew through Zoom meetings to nearly bawl uncontrollably, because I was allowing that sadness to come in. I was allowing those feelings to happen so I could process them and get moving forward on them. Right. So we can choose all those feelings. So what do you want to do? What do you want to be? What are your goals? All right. I would like you to share these things in the chat, and then we can break down how we might want to start acting. So while you guys are doing that, so this is my call to you guys that are tuned in listening right now. I see that there's about 17 of you guys in there. So get into the chat if you're at a place where you can do that. If you're driving, please don't. But if you are somewhere where you can get into the chat, if you are driving, I'd encourage you to just pull off real quick, because this could be pretty powerful for you. Get into the chat and tell me, what do you want to be? What are your goals? Where would you like to be? 1 year, 5 years, whatever. It doesn't matter. It could be, where do you want to be next week? And then we can start figuring out how we might start acting as if. All right. So while you guys are doing that, I'll give you a little time to get typing. I know you can't type as fast as I'm talking. So I'm going to give you my example so you can kind of see how this might work. So for me, my goal, what I want to be is this: I will proudly be supporting over 1,000 business owners through the power of masterminding by December 31st, 2024 at 11 p.m. Central Time. So that's what I want to be. So how do I need to act? How do I need to act as if to be able to reach that goal? Well, the first action, or the first way of acting, action, right? They're all the same thing. The first action I need is I need to host some masterminds, right? I mean, that if I want to support people through the power of masterminding, I probably should actually I should probably host some masterminds. Well, guess what? We created that. We have the Masters of Success program in our success group. We actually have 2 very successful groups. We had a call with one of the groups yesterday, and we've been working together for a good chunk of time, almost a year now, and it has been amazing to watch the transformation of these powerful, amazing women. They have this particular group just happens to be all women. The second group has got a mixture of both men and women. So, but the transformation has been incredible to watch, and it fills me up so much. I get so much out of this that I just, it motivates me to do more. Right. So that was the first acting as if. I needed to host a mastermind, Master of Success. Secondly, I started acting as if, well, guess what? I need to get better at it. I need to learn. So I need to participate in more masterminds. I'm currently in a mastermind group with other success principles, trainers, and I've learned a lot from that, so I can get better at it. I need to tell people what it is that I'm doing. I need to share this goal. So that's another acting as if. I need to learn from what others are doing. I need to reach out to other people that are supporting people through mastermind groups and ask them about how they grew it or how they did it, and just ask and ask and ask, right? I need to tell people what I do. So when somebody asks me what I do, I talk about the things that we do with our success group, and I always make sure that I always make sure, I don't always do it, but I always make sure that I try to add in that we support people through mastermind groups, right? So just acting, that action, feeling it. I remember the feeling that I had yesterday after we got done with our call, of pride and significance, and just all of those feelings, right? And sometimes they're even hard to describe because they happen. And so I act as if I feel that way. So we've got a couple people that have put theirs in there. I love it. So appreciate you guys doing that. We're going to get into that. So with my goal, what else could I do? What else can I do to act as if? I need to ask other people what maybe I should do. So if you guys have ideas for me, put it in there. So we're going to get in and we're going to process some of the comments, but to give you guys a little extra time, because we've got 2 in there, but I know we can get some more people to add in what it is they want to be or what it is that their goals are. So that way we can start acting as if, right? So while we do that, I'm going to share screen here. And we're going to watch a real quick video. I think it's about 2 to 3 minutes long tops. And at least the part that we're going to. And there we go. So get that. Okay. So I will add this as our, there we go. All right. So we are going to watch this video real quick here. And like I said, we're not going to watch the whole 11 minutes. In fact, we're starting at 3:20 and I'll close it at 6 minutes. But this young lady right here is telling a story of how she, through a competition, won a brand new Porsche, and how she acted as if she was going to win and how that ended up manifesting for her. So here we go. I will start that now.
Now, you apply this to your professional life as well, and you have.
If you're looking for a CRM, get Monday.com's flexible CRM solution.
Hold on.
That can manage.
Love it.
Story,
Okay.
which I just think is amazing, about how you use the success principles to win a Porsche. Can you share that story with us?
Absolutely. So my business coach at the time was offering a Porsche Cayenne in a business contest. So it wasn't a raffle. There were certain things that you needed to do, and it was based on merit and how much you improved your income. And at first I wasn't even going to enter the contest because, all those voices in your head, who are you? You're not going to win. Nobody knows you. Forget it. And at the last minute, I submitted my application, and then the 90-day contest started. And the moment I put in my application, I declared myself the Porsche winner. And I actually got to the point, a little bit cocky, feeling sorry for the 700 eligible entrepreneurs who thought they were going to win, because I had declared myself the Porsche winner. And lo and behold, I am the Porsche winner.
Well, go back a little bit. How did you get there? From the decision to do it,
Yes.
What did you do? What tools did you use? How did you make sure you, in fact, won?
The first thing was setting a very clear goal. I am the Porsche winner. But then I also had to look at what is my revenue goal? So in 90 days, I 10x'd my revenue and got a certain number of points in the contest for that. I wrote affirmations 100 times a day. I am the Porsche winner. And I bought a little Porsche at the Porsche dealership. And this is Penny, and she went everywhere with me. You can tell her windshield's cracked. There's super glue all over her. Her wheels don't work anymore. She went on a 4-hour endurance race with me also. And I just kept seeing it, believing it. I enrolled the Porsche dealership in my win. They let me test drive the car 3 times so that I could really feel what it was like. And it was so believable that the day that it was announced, it was a little bit anticlimactic. I still cried and I was still excited and grateful, but it was like, well, duh, of course I'm the Porsche winner.
Now, I heard that you sold your other car the day before the contest when it was announced. Is that true?
Absolutely. I mean, if my husband in the hospital could act as if he was a cancer survivor before he had surgery, I had to act as if I was the Porsche winner. So I sold my car the day before to make sure the universe knew there was room in the garage. And at that point, my husband did think I was crazy, but I knew I was going to win.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Good for you. Now,
Okay, so there we go. And I will share the link in the comments section after we're done for that full video. If you guys would like to check it out, let me get this back off the screen there. Okay, awesome. So there you go. That's a pretty powerful story there. Reality, right? Hopefully that sinks in for you. So we've got some people that have shared. This is awesome. Thank you so much. I do have a Facebook user in here. So if you could help me out, because we want to be able to fully support you in this. And so if we don't know who it is, you won't be able to get the access. So you don't need to go, you can hit the oursuccess.group/Facebook, or just type it into a comment real quick who it is. So that way I know who we're talking to. But let's start with Letty here. And Letty would like to be a provider of custom competitive cheer varsity jackets that reflect the gym and achieve skill levels down the sleeve. Okay. So Letty, let's start off with, okay, is this a service that you provide? And here's the part that is interesting to me. I've had an opportunity to see, feel, to hear, talk to lots of different people. In fact, I've had this situation come up in my life before where I've said, oh, I want to be this. And then I realized in hindsight that, well, shoot, if I want to be that, the first thing is to make sure that I'm actually doing the thing. I'm actually at least providing the service. So it's basically this idea that, you have to be in a place where you're, I don't know. I almost equate it to like if you call support for your computer, the first 5 minutes are always going to be like duh, don't you think I would have tried that thing? But you will be super surprised at how many times that don't you think I would have tried that thing actually worked, because maybe it wasn't so obvious. It might seem obvious in hindsight, but when you're in it, it doesn't seem obvious. So let's start there, Letty. So, and then Letty says, I do embroidery. So that's good. Okay. I want to provide a custom competitive cheer varsity jacket. All right. So, the next way to act as if would be maybe to create what you want to do. Gustav, I've got you. There we go. So, okay, cool, Letty. So you're taking the actions. You're already acting as if. Let's see if we can keep this going. I've been working with a gym and offering a new line that is not addressed like high school sports are. You can letter in high school, but nothing similar in competition. So there you go. So you're acting as if. So I am working in a design. Excellent. Okay. So keep acting as if. So let's see if we can take that even further then. So let's go back to the one up here. Provide custom competitive cheer varsity jackets that reflect the gym and achieve skill levels down the sleeve. Okay. So you're starting to make that. So you're doing all the acting as if there, right? You want to keep doing that. Now, what is beyond that, right? So, because it sounds like you're actually really close to already being there, if not already there. You want to be a provider of. Okay. So how is that not true that you aren't a provider of that product? So let's start there, and then we can kind of work our way through that. Let's see here. Yeah. So, I mean, this is the great part. When you can maybe step back from it a little bit, you're already acting as if you are that provider. So now let's figure out what's further down the road. Do you want to not only be the provider, but do you want to be the go-to source for all of the gyms in a 50-mile radius? Or what's the bigger picture from that? I have the jacket and I'm hitting a focus group for feedback. Then we'll work with networking into a competition to provide. So you're just continue doing that. You're taking the steps. So you keep taking those steps, but I want you to look a little bit further. And I think this might even propel you faster ahead. You may be, and I obviously just from this comment, I know you a little bit through comments that we've been able to share over Facebook and stuff like that, but I don't believe that I've been fortunate enough to meet you, and I certainly don't work in your business. So, so I'm going to say some statements kind of acting as if I was in your shoes. And there we go. So Letty did take this one step further. No, I want to be the only provider and do it within the US, then the world. All right. Hit into a whole niche. So you want to be the only provider. Okay. So the next thing maybe to do to act as if is to see what it will take to become the only provider. Do you need to protect this design somehow? Do you need to make it a specific design? Do you need to make it some way that you can physically have it be you're the only one that people can come to for this specific thing, and then hit into the whole niche? And obviously, once you become that one person that is the go-to for a certain thing, that will open up that niche, and you will be able to kind of stick further out. But you have to first get ingrained and be known as the go-to person. So, so yeah, like I said, so that's where you need to then just keep acting as if, right? I'm the only provider. So what's the next action step that you could take? Okay, well, maybe I need to copyright the design, or maybe I need to come up with a way that's completely unique that no one else could provide, and hold on to that. So, the word only there is what kind of stands out to me and makes me think, okay, maybe these are the next steps and ways that I need to act as if. It says, I'm not sure I can protect it, but I want it out there and promote it. Well, and here's another thing about that. That's a great point, Letty. So the other thing about that is that you don't necessarily even need to protect it. Actually, if you're the one that's what your focus is and that's what you're known for, other people might try to copy it, but unless they're willing to go all in on that thing, they will never be the known go-to person. And it sounds like you've got a head start on this, and you're already doing the work. So yeah, I think that just keep figuring out what that goal is, though. So actually put some actual numbers, when setting that goal, it's all about how much and by when. Right. So we need to kind of understand that part. And then that also allows us to build on the acting as if. So Letty, fantastic stuff. I'm happy to go further into this with you if you'd like. And we can even do some one-on-one. I'll reach out to you here and we can do that. So I want to get to some other people, and then we can also come back too. So thank you, Letty. All right. Gusta says, in the past, to say to my wife, you don't have to work even more. Okay. So help me out with that, Gusta. I know I'm not totally understanding that. So I'm sure it's me. And then, okay, this is Wendy. So Wendy says, personal, I want to be that friend or family member you can have as an anchor. All right. So Wendy, let's also get that goal. And I know that's what you want to be. So yeah, what does a friend or family member you have as an anchor? What does that look like? What does that person do? What makes them different from a friend or family member that is not an anchor? Right. So start thinking about that. Start finding ways that you can act as if. Does it mean that maybe you need to reach out to a friend or family member once a week and let them know that you're there to be an anchor for them? Some things like that. And then business, I want to be that company you rely on for helping businesses get noticed. And Wendy just said, is that what you're looking for? It is for sure. And we want to then tie that into a goal. And so maybe that was the part where I wasn't clear, and I apologize for that, but I want to tie that into a goal a little bit. But let's talk on that. That's perfect. I want to be that company you rely on for helping your business get noticed. So, what does a company that you rely on helping your business get noticed do? What is it that makes you reliable? What is it that you do to help people get noticed? So we want to start asking these questions. And I won't get the quote exactly right here because I don't have it in front of me here, but Albert Einstein said something basically that went this way. If I needed to solve a problem that my life depended on, and I only had an hour to do it, I would spend the first 55 minutes figuring out what questions to ask to come up with the solution. So it's all about going deeper into what questions you would ask, so digging into those questions is going to take you there. So I love it, Wendy. Thank you so much for that. And Ramona says, I want to provide a safe, no judgment zone to allow people to ask questions about where they want to go in their industry and how to get there, from their equipment use to ideas for building their business. There you go. So Ramona, perfect. So I want to provide a safe, no judgment zone. So the first way to act as if is to make sure that everything that you do and say is a safe, no judgment zone. So it kind of starts with making sure that you don't judge anything. Now, knowing you and I actually had a chance to meet you face to face. I think you're on your way, if not already there to that. That's only you can know that internally. But I believe that you're there. So you're acting as if there. You need to allow people to ask questions. So maybe one of the things you can start doing is hosting a Q&A or doing some things where people can, and I know you're working on things. So again, I'm just trying to share some different actions that you guys can take. I understand that you might already be taking these actions, so you're on the right track. Let's see here. And from their equipment use to ideas to building their businesses. So maybe you need to invite other people in to help with different areas. I'm throwing myself, because you've shared this, you've now opened up opportunities. I'm throwing myself into the mix. If you ever need my support or help, and hopefully you knew that already, but if you ever need my support or help, I'm happy to come in and share any of my experiences about building business or help answer any questions. I know you know how to build businesses too. So anyhow, that kind of thing. So that's acting as if. There we go. I love it. All right. What else we got here? Gusta, a dude from Sweden. I know. Yeah. Okay. Becky says, I want to grow my seatbelt cover line to be able to retire in 4.5 years. Perfect, Becky. Well, that's perfect. Now, I know we're talking a little bit about goals here, but if we aren't clear with our goals, then we won't know how to act as if. So we want to get that first part in line first. So Becky, what I would want to do here, if I were you, and again, I know that we're just typing in the comments, so you may have all of this stuff done, but I want to give everybody the process here. Is this, what's it going to take to be able to retire in 4.5 years? How many seatbelt covers do you have to sell a day, a year, a week, whatever you can break that down into to be able to grow? And then again, keep acting as if. So whenever you go somewhere, you take a seatbelt cover with you. Like the young lady in the video there, she had her little Porsche Penny that she took with her everywhere. She was writing affirmations. She was doing all the work to act as if. What does a retiree that has a seatbelt cover line do? What do they do? What do they act like? What are you going to say? How are you going to take that to a bigger place? Right. I love your seatbelt cover line. In fact, Becky, I need you to, in fact, you can post a link right in here so everybody else can see it, but I need the link because I've got somebody that I need to send there and I couldn't remember the link when I was talking to them. So acting as if, right? So that's what you want to do. If you're going to retire in 4.5 years, well, start acting like you're already there. Start doing the actions as much as you can. So you're building up to that, right? And I know you're already doing a lot of that too. So there we go. Okay. So let's see what else we got here. Okay. So Jerry says, to be competent and confident in using all of the business equipment that I own and to use and learn from all the OSG information available, this will really improve my business and my life. There you go. Awesome, Jerry. So what does a competent and confident person that uses your equipment, how do they act? What do they do? Right? They do things like share, which you're doing through your community that you've built and the stuff that you guys are doing there. And again, it just escaped me again. I've got too many things stuck in my brain right now that's escaping me what your community is called, Jerry. So feel free to share that as well. And this will really improve my business and my life. So what does that improved life look like? What makes it different than what life is right now? And then how can you act as if you're already there? So those are the, competent and confident. Those words stand out to me. I believe that you are competent. So what's it going to take for you to believe that you are competent? What do you need to do? And I know the day job is there, but what if you chose not to use that as the excuse to be there right now? You could still, what if you could still do the day job and then figure out a way to figure it out? Right. So I know you're doing all these things, but these are the things that we want to do. These are the ways that we want to act as if. So I love it. Thank you, Jerry. And Sandy, I want to be a nationwide premier supplier of Masonic clothing and gifts with annual sales of $75,000 a year by 12/22. Awesome. So Sandy, what is a national premier supplier of Masonic clothing What is it that they do? How is that different from what you are already doing? And I know part of that is the sales. Okay. So you're setting the goals to do that, but are acting as if, right? The clothing and the gifts are, you're getting it out there. You're taking the actions, you're going to the events, keep doing that, all that stuff. So, that's perfect. So, writing the affirmations, saying that I want to be, instead of saying I want to be a national premier supplier, saying I am so happy and grateful. I am now the nationwide premier supplier of my Masonic clothing and gifts with annual sales of over $75,000. And so there's another way to act as if. When you start saying that in your head, then you start creating ways that you're acting as if. And Gusta says the short version, step up my game. All right. So Gusta, what does somebody that has stepped up their game, what is it that they're doing differently than what you're doing? And again, these are the questions that you all have to ask yourselves. And so I want to put these things out there and help you guys get to that point. So for me, it's to provide resources that empower business owners to achieve their idea of success. So I think to myself, okay, what does that person do? Well, they do live videos, they share, they try to create resources and programs. They align themselves with people that have a similar mindset, like Todd Downing, like my wife. I support her. We, all of these things that we do to act as if. So Ramona says, yes, one step at a time. And to get there, I'm working at least 1 hour per day to make it happen. Launch day, September 1st. There you go. Thank you, Jerry. Our business community. Yep. That I was right around. I thought our business, I knew the our business part. I couldn't come up with community for everything. They do 2-minute planks. Yep. There you go. So maybe you're the one that needs to do the 2-minute plank videos, Gusta, because I was unable to make that happen. But, I realized that for me, that wasn't going to get me success. I enjoyed doing it and it helped me kind of motivate myself. But for me, that wasn't really the ultimate goal, to be able to do a 2-minute plank and look cool doing it. It wasn't my thing. So it's okay to let some things go. It's okay to try some things on and then not continue going with that. That's okay. Because I acted as if for a moment and realized, nope, that's not getting me where I want to go. It's not serving me. It's not, and I had to be honest with myself. I had to say, am I just chickening out? Am I just not acting as if, or am I acting as if, and that this just wasn't the right action for me? And, so I came to that realization, and that's okay. Right. You need to allow yourself some grace to try some things and then let them go too. But you have to be honest with yourself. Am I letting this go because I have a limiting belief, or am I letting this go because it's not serving me? So I love it. All right. And thank you for those links, Becky. That's what I needed. I will get those shared with some people that I got to talk to recently. All right. So we went through a lot of stuff. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps give you guys some questions. I want you to start maybe the next step for everybody here in the comments is, why don't you guys start putting in how you're going to act as if, what you're going to do differently today based on what you just learned here that will help you act as if you are at your idea of success. So how will you act now that you're on the road to being whatever it is that your goals are? Here's the deal. Successful people, they exude self-confidence. It's not arrogance, but self-confidence. It's not about being better than somebody else. It's about being confident in your abilities. It's about being confident in your abilities and having self-trust. You have to get over your limiting beliefs. It's honestly why I'm super excited about that breaking through limiting beliefs workshop that Kylene and I are offering here next August 20th, next Friday, because we know it's going to help a lot of people. So again, check that out right there. I'll get that banner back up. Just put that there for a second. And, successful people, they think about anything being possible, right? Successful people will take risks, and they will survive those risks and learn from those risks. They will ask for what they want. they're clear about what they don't want, and we celebrate successes as a way to show others that it's possible. It's about lifting other people up. It's about a rising tide lifts all boats. So the proper order to make all this work for you is to start acting now. That fake it till you make it idea. But then what happens is a lot of people will do that fake it till they make it. They'll maybe act as if, but then they don't do the second step, which is you have to then do the actions, right? So we asked, what would a successful person do in this situation? Well, that's great. So we can think like that, but we have to also take the action to do the same things, right? So Letty is doing the things. She's making the things. She's getting out there. She's reaching out to people. She's doing the things. And we want to keep doing those things. We want to take the actions that go along with the future you, right? So whatever that future you is going to be in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road, you need to continue to take those actions as best as you can in the moment. Like I said, maybe the future you that you want to create is somebody that gets to spend 2 months out of the year on a beach. Well, maybe that first action, like I said, is making sure you spend an hour on a weekend lounging on the chair outside with sunscreen and whatever, a cocktail in your hand, whatever else comes along with being the person lounging on the beach. But you have to keep doing those actions and keep moving forward, and then let the momentum of those small actions, so maybe that 1 hour, one weekend of the month turns into you take a vacation to a nearby lake that you can drive to. And then that maybe leads into you take a day trip to the ocean or a weekend trip to the ocean. And you just keep building on that, but you're taking all the actions. And so then you find out, okay, well, I need to make sure that I have this amount of money to be able to afford that 2 months on the beach. Okay, well, let's figure out what we've got to do to create that amount of money. And we were acting as if, but we're taking the actions along the way. So proper order is act as if, do the actions, keep moving forward, let the momentum of acting as if, and those daily actions that you take to get there, let those create that momentum for you, create that path to success. And that is how we act as if. So there we go. Let me get a couple more comments here. Great start to working on improving myself and my business. Thank you as always. You're very welcome, Wendy. Appreciate you being here. And Becky says, I have no idea why that is a thumbnail. No problem. But you are very welcome, Becky. So to close this out, I want to hear from you guys. What are you going to do today to act as if? What are you going to, maybe what one thing were you not planning on doing before you heard this will you do now? All right, so put that in the comments. Even if you're catching the replay of this, I still want you to put that in the comments so we can keep the comments going. But put it in the comments. By putting it in the comments, you're going to cement it. You're going to ground it into your brain, and you're going to be more likely to actually do that. In fact, you're going to be more likely to do that on a regular basis because your brain's going to go, oh, I know that's out there in public, so I probably need to actually do that. What if Aaron looks at that and he comes back and asks me about it? Oh no, I need to do that, right? And that's what's happening in the back of our brain. And so we just need to use these techniques and tools to allow that back part of our brain to help us, not hinder us. Most of the time, that little voice in our head is hindering us. But if we do practices and exercises like this, that little voice in the backside of our brain is actually going to be our most powerful support system. But we have to get it there through doing these kinds of creative things and creative, and maybe sometimes they feel a little bit out there. And when they feel a little bit out there, to me, it's always a sign that if something feels a little bit uncomfortable, I've just determined that when something feels a little bit uncomfortable, then that is a sign for me that it's worth doing. Now, when something feels massively uncomfortable, then that's a sign for me that I need to break it down and find something that's maybe a little less uncomfortable and then work up to it. But if that thing just feels a little bit uncomfortable, gives me that little bit of a queasy feeling right there, kind of right up into here, right? So there you go. So And Becky says, you've helped me with my day job as well. Excellent, Becky. That I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that. And then Letty, perfect. Letty is going to get the new promo together with pricing. All right, Letty, let's add one more bit to this if you don't mind. So Letty, get the new promo together with pricing by when? You can do that today? I think we talked about that, but I just want to be clear on that. So that way your subconscious is clear too. So I believe that you're saying that I'm going to get the new promo together with pricing today. Let me know if that's the truth. Eric, thumbs up, sir. Thank you. I like the thumbs up instead of this, Eric. Little inside joke between Eric and I, so it's okay. Good stuff. All right. So what else do you guys got? Anything else that you guys are doing? That is all I have for you today. Again, a reminder, check out oursuccessgroup.com/beliefs by tomorrow at 3. Perfect, Letty. That's totally awesome. So getting the new promo together with pricing by tomorrow at 3 p.m. Awesome. Letty, anything we can do to support you? Anybody here that can support Letty in this, please support her. Please congratulate her tomorrow at 3:05. All right. So I love it, Letty. Thank you so much for doing that, and appreciate that. All right. So we've got that, the beliefs there. Check that out. I'd love to have you participate in that on the 20th. If you can't make it next Friday, please reach out to myself or Kylene or Todd even, and let us know when a better time might be for you. Like I said, we're going to try to do this monthly. But this introductory price, this $29 early bird price, is only good through tomorrow. So just let us know, though, when would be a better time so we can design this better for you in the future. And then oursuccessgroup.com/blocks. If you go there, you'll get a free affirmations guide, how to set affirmations that are going to work. As you saw in that video there, I am the Porsche owner. I'm so happy and grateful that I am the owner of this Porsche. So those affirmations really do work. That helps you continue to act as if, and it also helps you to overcome any limiting beliefs. So if you'll go there, you get the free deal of that. And then last but not least, again, love to hear from you guys. If you don't want to share it in the comments, I totally get it. Either private message me, or you can email success@oursuccessgroup.com and let us know what might be holding you back, what might be stopping you from making this investment in your business. I know that this program will help all businesses build the foundation that they need. Even if you're an existing established business, being able to have this to go back to, being able to have this to rethink and grow. So that's why we call it the 5 keys of business success to growing and launching. So I know a lot of people think that this is just for a new business, and it certainly is going to really supercharge that launch potential. But if you want to grow your business, these 5 keys are also things that you have to do to grow. So anyhow, just would love to know what's holding you back from making that investment. And again, it doesn't have to be in the comments. It can be in the comments, but just let us know. No judgment zone at all. We're not trying to argue with you about it. We're just trying to figure out ways that we can provide the support and resources that you need for success, and make that work for everybody involved. We're not going to say, oh, that's not a good excuse. We might give you some suggestions for ways around it, but it's never about judging you for not making the decision to go with the 5 keys. We love you too, and we believe that it's going to help a lot of people, but you have to make that choice for your business. It's your business, it's your investment, and we hope that you're making the investments that are going to lead to the future that you want. All right. So you are the bomb, Letty. Nice. Post those pictures. We appreciate that. We'd love to see it. I will do my best to keep my eyes out. Sunday, I normally take a little break and try to recharge on Sunday, but I will definitely on Monday dig in there if I haven't found them on Sunday. Great. All right, you guys, thank you so much for your time today. Have a great rest of your Saturday. I am well past bonus time here, and I've got a call that I'm supposed to be on. So I will talk to you all very soon, and we will talk to you next week. Again, this was an open preview, so if you're not a Club OSG member, I won't see you next week on Small Business Saturdays, but reach out to me and let me know how, and we can point you in the right direction. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.